I've never been very good at following instructions. I tend to rush the process, sometimes out of excitement to finish a task, other times out of pride, convincing myself I don't really need them to begin with. This becomes painfully obvious whenever I try to build or assemble furniture. As I reflect on today's Mass readings, I'm drawn to a shared theme of passing on, of transition. David preparing to pass the royal throne to his son Solomon, and Jesus summoning the 12, giving them authority, and sending them out on mission. But in both moments of commissioning, something important accompanies the authority: instructions. From David to Solomon, take courage and be a man. Keep the mandates of the Lord your God. Follow his ways, his statutes, commands, ordinances, and decrees, as written in the law of Moses. From Jesus to the 12, take nothing for the journey but a walking stick and sandals. No food, no sack, no money, no second tunic. He says to stay in the house where you are welcomed. Shake the dust from your feet where you are not. Preach repentance, anoint the sick, cast out demons. What strikes me most is David's first directive to Solomon: take courage and be a man. You see, David is speaking to a young, inexperienced successor who was about to assume the throne, uphold God's law, and take on the monumental task of building the temple. This was not something Solomon could accomplish through strength or strategy alone. It required divine reliance, focus on the task, courageous leadership, and spiritual obedience. In many ways, David's final words to his son complement today's gospel, where we see Jesus summon the apostles and gives them authority, not to assume a throne, but to build the true temple of God and proclaim repentance in the coming of the kingdom. And this mission, too, requires divine reliance, focus on the task, that courageous leadership, and spiritual obedience. So how about you? How has the Lord been summoning you in prayer? What mission has he entrusted to you? More importantly, what instructions has he already given? Perhaps ones that you've rushed past, ignored, or tried to do without? You see, as followers of Christ, we've all been given the Great Commission, that final authoritative command of the risen Jesus to go and make disciples of all nations. And today's readings remind us that God does not call without also instructing. So the question isn't whether we've been sent. The question is, are we willing to slow down, trust him enough to follow the instructions, and take courage, not in ourselves, but in the God who sends us?